Start with the name of Allah, the most merciful and grateful. Dear students of class first year, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome you in Pakistan International School Taif's virtual learning system. Dear students, this is English lecture number 5 for grade first year, and we are going to start unit 4 the same where we left in the last lecture. The name of the unit 4 is From Mother with Love. And as you are well aware that the last time we completed the chapter, we started from page number 31 and we completed at 35. Now we will start from 36 and coming. So here's your teacher Sarfraz Nadeem. So this is unit 4 from Mother with Love, and has by end of the unit, as we learned last, the students will be able to analyze story elements, characters, events, setting, plot, theme, tone, point of view, identify the speaker of our narrator in a selection, and recognize others' purpose and point of view and their effects on the text. So this is from Mother with Love, dear students, as we will start from the page number 36. Yes, dear students, I'm here on page number 36. So if you have a book, definitely you have, and you have to open this. We are going to start from page number 36. Here it is. It was a warming, though she was like her mother. Inside, where it really mattered, she was like her mother. Even though she had her father's dark eyes and straight black hair, even though she had his build and the firm chin of all the Howays. Dear students, in this paragraph, it's telling about the physical structure of a girl, and it's telling that how she's looking like her mom or father. So definitely it's looking about telling about something. She wanted to put her arm around her mother and hug her hard. She wanted to say, I hope I'm like you. I want to be. Now here she is showing her mother love towards her mother, and she wanted to be like her. She wanted to be looks like her. But instead she got up and stretched and wrinkled her nose. Perish forbid, she said, that I should be such a scatterbrain. She was rewarded by the flash of a dimple in her mother's cheek. It seemed to Minta as week followed week that the day at the beach had been something out of a nightmare, something that she could push away from her and forget about. Sometimes she looked at her father, laughing, teasing them, or howling about the month and bills, and she thought, it didn't happen. It isn't true. Now, dear students, this actually telling about that how she was loving towards her mom, and she was trying to forget the such a news which was told by her father to him on the beach day, and that's why she was trying to kill the time with the gupship and rest of the things. And she was also trying to laugh with him or to teasing her father as well, and because she was trying that is not a truth, and she was trying to ignore that truth. And then at night she would lie sleepless in her room, the pretty room that had been reconverted from her nursery. She watched the moonlight drift patterns across the yellow bedspread and the breeze below the curtains that her mother had made by hand, because that was the only way she could be sure of an absolute match. Now, dear students, this paragraph is telling that she was not getting sleep at the night because she got such a horrible news that her mom will not be with them for, and she is just for a few days or few months. So that's why she was not sleeping well. Even her room was quite well and beautiful one. Her curtains were just made by her mom by her hand, but still she was not getting a great charm over there in her room. Yellow is such, yes, yellow is such a difficult color to match. She had explained around a mouthful of pins, and in the dark hours of the night, Minta had known it wasn't a nightmare, it was true, it was true. Dear students, in this paragraph, she was trying that it was kind of nightmare, it was kind of horrible dream, but it was not a dream, actually, it was a truth and fact which was told by her father to him. So she was trying to forget it as kind of dream, but it was difficult. One windy November day, she hurried home from school and found her mother in the yard raking leaves. She wore a bright kerchief over her head and she had Minta's old polo coat battled around her. She looked young and gay and carefree, and her eyes were shining. Hi, she waved the rake invitingly. Change your clothes and come help. We'll have a so much party in the valley. Minta stopped and leaned on the gate. She saw with a new awareness that there were dark circles under her mother's eyes and that the flakes of color in her cheeks were too bright, but she managed. Now, dear students, in this paragraph, they said trying to give us a kind of memory that one day in a windy November, that she hurried home from school and found that her mother was just there in home. She wore a bright kerchief over her head, and even she was saying that she was watching and looking that her mom was looking beautifully, and she wearing her Minta's old polo coat, and she was looking young and beautiful. And then she saw that she waved her wake invitingly and changed your cloth, and then we'll have a smudge party in the valley. Dear students, the here the smudge party, you say what we called that such a party which is kind of barbecue type, like you are supposed to be fire over there and you will sit over there and you just have a gupshup like this. So Minta stopped and leaned on the gate, and she saw with a new awareness that there were dark circles around under mother's eyes. I wish you could see yourself, Mom. For 2 cents, I would get my camera and take a picture of you. She ran into the house and got her camera, and they took a whole roll of pictures. Good, her mother said complacently. Now we can show them to your father the next time he accuses me of being a silly sit by the fire. They piled the leaves into a huge damp stick with help of half a dozen neighborhood children. It wouldn't burn properly, but gave out with clouds of thick, black, wonderfully pungent smoke. Her mother was tired that night. She lay on the davenport and made out her Christmas card list while Minta and her father watched the wrestling matches. It was like 1,000 other such evenings, but in some uncountably way it was different because it's the last time. Minta told herself, the last time we'll ever rake the leaves and make a bonfire in the alley. The last time I'll snap a picture of her with her arms around the kids. The last time, the last time. Now, dear students, on the next day when she said to her mom that, did you see yourself at the mirror? And I will bring a camera and will take pictures. And she ran into the house and got the camera and took a whole roll of pictures. Mother said, good, good. And this is, you can show your father. And next time, when he will sit with me on this fire, then he accuses me of being a Sally sit by the fire. So this was the conversation. Uh, and then they have the words over there that they were just counting the leaves, and then with the help of the other kids who were neighborhood kids, and they were trying to put over in the fire. It was the last time, actually, dear students, and Minta told herself that last time we'll ever rake the leaves and make a bonfire in the alley. It means she was recollecting, in other words, recollecting the memory and the memories with her mother. We are on page number 370, students. She got up quickly and went out into the kitchen and made popcorn in the electric popper, bringing a bowl to her mother first, remembering just the way she liked it, salt and not too much butter. Dear students, in the first paragraph here on page number 37, in the middle of this, means now she is trying to make happy to her mom as she got the news from her father that she's just a guest a few days. So now she is not telling her or not showing her that she knows about her mom, but she's trying to make happy to her mom. She's trying to love with her. She's trying to recall the memories which she spent with her in her whole the life. So now she's trying to make happy and make everything for her. But the night she wakened in the chilly darkness of her room and began to cry softly, her head buried in the curve of her arm. At first, it helped loosening the tight bands about her head hurt, washing away the fear and the loneliness. But when she tried to stop, she found that she couldn't. Great racking sobs shook her until she could no longer smooth her than against her pillow. And then the light was on, and her mother was there, bending over her, her face concerned, her voice soothing. Darling, what is it? With the baby, you are having a bad dream. No, no, it isn't a dream, Minta. It's true, it's true. The thin hand kept smoothing back her tumbled hair, and her mother went on talking in the tone she had always used to comfort a much smaller Minta. Now, dear students, might she saw a kind of dream, or she was thinking about mothers that if she would not with me, what would be that time or that moment? So she was trying to recall that, and on that time when she cried, she was crying as well, that her mother came and she asked her, so might you have a nightmare? But she said no, and it was not a bad dream. It's a true, it's a fact, it's a reality. So she was trying to say this. She was aware that her father had come to the doorway. He said nothing, just stood there watching them while Minta's sobs diminished into cupid size. Her mother pulled the blanket up over Minta's shoulder and gave her a little spank. The idea, Golevos, at your age, she said reprovingly, want me to leave the light on in case your spook comes back. Minta shook her head, blinking against the tears that crowded against her eyelids, even managing a wobbly smile. She never cried again, not even when the ambulance came a week later to take her mother to the hospital, not even when she was standing beside her mother's high white hospital bed, holding her hand tightly, forcing herself to chatter off inconsequential, inconsequential things. Be sure that your father takes his vitamin pills. Won't you, Minta? He's so careless unless I'm here to keep on an eye on him. I'll watch him like a beacon. Minta promised slightly. Now you behave yourself and get out of here in a hurry. You here, not even at the funeral. Now, dear students, here in this these few paragraphs, it had come to that the father is at the door, and he was standing might be over there, and he was watching at them. And then Minta has finished their cry, and she was crying over there. And then her mom has put the blanket over her shoulders, and make it proper. And then she is trying to, uh, if you want to say, means she was asking from internet if you want to switch on the lights, and Minta said yes. And then she just was trying to clear her tears. She was trying to clean, and then she gave a pile kind of yellow smile. And then she was thinking about that she was not as much worried as she is right now. And the last week she went hospital to take ambulance, and to ambulance her mom, and she put the ambulance. And but even she was quite uh, normal. But now it's very difficult for him to uh, thinking, because his all the thoughts are feelings are different, because she heard that she is just a few days with her. The friends and relatives came and went, and it was as if she stood on the sidelines watching the Minta, who talked with them and answered their questions as if her heart were encased in a shell that kept it from breaking. She she went to school and came home afterwards to the empty house. She tried to do the things her mother had done, but even with the help of well meaning friends and neighbors, it was hard. She tried not to hate the people who urged her to cry. You'll feel better, dear. Her aunt Grace had insisted, and then had lifted her handkerchief to her eyes and walked away when Minta had only stared at her with chilling indifference. She overheard people talking about her mother. She never knew, did she? They asked, and always Minta's father answered, no, she never knew, even had. Now, dear students, in this paragraph, this is that her mom is no more. She has expired, and now she's the guests are over there, the relatives, friends, and everyone is trying to make him make her that don't worry, it's all about the life, and like this means kind of, and advices are like this. And she's quite good, and she's not trying, but she is in a much grief. The very last, when she was waiting for the ambulance to come, she looked around the bedroom and said, I must get these curtains done up before Christmas. Minta knew that her father was worried. Her father was worried. I must knew that her father was worried about her, and she was sorry, but it was as there were a wall between them, a wall that she was too tired to surmount. One night he came to the door to her room where she was studying. I wonder if you would like to go through those clothes before your Aunt Grace takes them to the church bazaar. He began haltingly, and then when she looked up at him, not understanding, he went on gently, your mother's clothes. We thought someone might as well get some good out of them. She stood up and closed the book and went past him without another word, but she closed the door behind her when she went into her mother's room. There were some suit boxes by the closet door, and Minta vaguely remembered that the women from the bazaar committee had called several times. Now, dear students, here, after the death of a mom, we are trying to see here the uh, scene that the moms are there and everyone is trying to say. And she went to school, and she came back empty hands to home. And she was had many friends, and she was it was quite difficult for her to forget her mom and love and everything. And everyone is trying to make him that you will be good inshallah in a few days, and you will ignore the things, and if you will forget the things. And they were not aware about their mom, and how she was doing. And even everyone was coming and they were talking about her mom. Her hands felt slightly unsteady as she pulled open the prop dresser drawer and looked down at the stacks of clean handkerchiefs. The stockings in their quilted stand case, the gloves folded into the tissue wrappings. I can't do it, she told herself, but she got a box and started putting the things into it, trying not to look at them, trying to forget how delighted her mother had been with the pale green silk, trying not to remember. Once she hesitated and almost lifted a soft wool sweater from the pile that was growing in the sweet box. She had borrowed it so often that her mother used to complain that she felt like a criminal every time she borrowed it back again. She didn't mean it though. She loved having Minta borrow her things. Minta put the sweater with the other things and closed the box. They stood on page number 39, the last these three paragraphs. It shows that Sam that she loves and she loved a lot to her mom, and she's trying to recall the memories, and even she's trying to touch the things of her mom and how she put the things, how she was taking. And when she just came in her room, she was thinking, and she was uh, like this, that her mom is here in the room, and it was all about that her mother is there, and she's in her room, and there was a fragrance, kind of fragrance from her clothes and from everything, which were just things were surrounding, means she was feeling love of her mom in the house. Now the things in the closet. Opening the door was almost like feeling her mother in the room beside her. A faint perfume clung to most of her garments. The house coat, the woolly robe, the tan polo coat, the scarlet jacket, her new blue wool with the back top skirt. Minta started folding the things with almost frantic haste, stuffing them into boxes, cramming the lids on, and then starting on another box. At the very back of the closet were the two pieces of meshed luggage that had been her mother's last birthday gift from her father. They were heavy when she tried to move them, too heavy. She brought them out into the room and put them side by side on her mother's bed, her breath caught in her throat when she opened them. Dozens and dozens of boxes, all tied with bright red ribbon, the gift tags written out on her mother's careful script, gaily colored Christmas stickers, pics of Holy to Minta from mother and dad, to Grace from Mary, to John from Mary, to the Kelly Grimmels from Aunt Mary, to Uncle Art from the Holy family. Now, dear students, here in these paragraphs, we got that when she came in her room, her mother's room, she got many things over there, and even she got a great kind of box because she was getting kind of fragrance from her mother's, and she was thinking that mother is there in the room, and box was huge box was there. And when she opened that he becomes so surprised over there, that what was over there, that the kind of things were over there, and many gifts like were over there, and it was written over there kind of names of John from Mary, or it was written from the to Minta from mother and dad, to Grace from Mary, like this. So it was all about that her mother was had put the things, the gifts for the Christmas for her daughter, and it was a kind of surprise thing for the Minta. She was quite strange. So you knew, Minta whispered the words. You knew all the time. She looked down in surprise as a hot tear dropped on her hand, and she dashed it away almost impatiently. She picked up another package and read the tag to Minta from Mother with love. It is the dear students, the heading of the lesson as well, to Minta from Mother with love. Without opening it, she knew that it was a picture frame, and she remembered the way she had teased her mother to have a good photograph taken. The only one I have of you looks like a fugitive from a chain gang. She had pointed out, I can't very well go away to school next year with that. She put the package back in the suitcase with all the others and carried the cases back to the close. Poor dad, she thought. Poor dad, she thought. She never knew she could hear him saying, not even at the. Now, dear students, here she got the gift, and might she was thinking that that is a picture, a photograph which she took, and she was teasing her mom, and she put the package back into the suitcase with all the others and carried the cases back into the closet. Closet, and poor dad, she thought. No, she was thinking that the dad is quite poor because she was unaware, and she was thinking the father was thinking that might be. Last minute, opened the box beside the bed and took out the sweater and the pale green silk. You know perfectly well that you are just exactly like me, she remembered her mother saying. She brushed the tears away and went downstairs and out into the cheerless living room. I would like to keep these things, Dad, she said in her most matter of fact voice, and she showed him the sweater and slip. The slip is a little big, but I'll grow into it. It looks like her, I think. She went around the room, snapping on the lamps, turning on the television that had been silent for so long. She was aware that his eyes followed her, that he could hardly avoid noticing the tear stains on her cheeks. I think I'll have an apple, she said. Want one? He nodded. Sure, bring me one as long as you are making the trip. It was natural, it was most like old time, except that the blue chair by the fireplace was vacant. She went out, she went out into the kitchen hurriedly. I'll tell him that I pestered mother to do her shopping early this year. She told herself as she got the apples from the refrigerator. I'll tell him that it was my idea about the photographs. She wanted him to believe that she didn't know. The vitamin pills were pushed back on a shelf. She took them out of the refrigerator and put them on the windowsill where she would be sure to see them in the morning. When she came back into the living room, she noticed that a light in a Christmas wreath was winking on and off in the Kelly's window across the street. I guess we should start thinking about Christmas, Dad. She tossed him an apple as she spoke, and he caught it deftly. She hesitated for just a moment and then walked over and sat down in the blue chair by the fire as she belonged there and looked across her father and smiled. Now, dear students, in the last two paragraphs are in the last page, according to the page number 41. It was she just came in the kitchen. She was trying to uh, means she was thinking that her mother is in the home, and she was trying. She was pretending that she is there, and as usually she was doing in home, she was coming in kitchen. She was trying to ask her mom, or trying to open the things, or becomes angry with shopping or other things. She was doing on that. So like her mother is there, she is watching her, and everything she was doing like this. And also she put vitamins tablets where it was, and she opened the refrigerator and then also windows. And in the morning she was thinking that she was watching us, and when she came back to the room, she saw that the Christmas lights was on, and it was all about. And she said to her father that we must think about the Christmas. And for the moment, she was thinking that her mom is watching both of them, her father and to her daughter as well, and she was smiling. So, dear students, this was whole the lesson we read in the previous lecture and this lecture as well. After this lecture, dear students, we have a kind of introduction about the writer. So, have a look over there. About the author, dear students, on page number 42, Zoa Sherburne, 30 September 1912 to 10 October 1995, was an American author, most known for her young adult fiction. Sherburne was born in Seattle, Washington, and began writing in elementary school. Sherburne went on to be a very prolific writer, publishing over 300 short stories in a magazine. She went on to publish 30 novels, which together have been translated into over 27 languages. One of her books, Stranger in the House, about a family dealing with the return of their mother from a mental institution, became a movie. Memories Never Die in 1982. Her novels often deal with girls in difficult circumstances, coping with their mother's alcoholism, Jennifer, with the marriage of a parent. So this is the dear students introduction of this author. She wrote this whole. And dear students, this is all about the lesson. So now, dear students, we have it was a lesson. Now we have a summary of the lesson. Let's have a look on the summary. This is, dear students, summary of the lesson, that whole the lesson, how what it tells and what is about. Many students might be are not able to get it. Have a look over there. The story is about a young girl in crisis. The fatal illness of her mother, Minta, is the daughter of John Hovey and Mary Hovey. Her mother, Mary Hovey, is suffering from a fatal disease. The daughter, Minta, wants to go away to boarding school, Mary Hill School, but her father wants to her to stay at home this year. One day, Minta's father asks her to go to the beach to go a few camps. Minta's mother prefers to stay at home all the way. Minta thinks that father is going to talk about the enrollment in the school. He tells her that the doctor told him his wife, her mother, only has about 3 or 4 weeks to live. Therefore, he does not want her to go to Mary Hill School this year. He tells her that not only her mother, but he also needs her presence. They return home with heavy hearts. He tells her to keep everything secret. One day, she sees her mother raking leaves. She brings her camera and take pictures together with their neighborhood children. One night, Minta thinks her mother is going to die very soon, so she starts crying. Her mother comes in and comforts her. Next week, they take the mother to the hospital, and the mother tells Minta to make sure her father takes his vitamin. After that, Minta never cries again, not even at the funeral. It goes on until she starts cleaning out her mother's clothes from the closet when she sees two suitcases her father had bought for her mother on her birthday. She opened them and there were Christmas presents in them with names on them to whom they are to be given. She realizes that her mother knew all about her coming death. After some time, her mother was admitted to hospital. She remained there for some days and then died as expected. Minta was mentally prepared for that. She did not cry even at the funeral of her mother. She was now a responsible girl. She took the responsibility of looking after her father and managing the household affairs. She occupied the blue chair on which her mother used to sit. Minta does not tell her father that her mother knew about her death, and she goes downstairs, gives her father something to eat, and takes seats on her mother chair. So this is all about the summary, dear students. And then after the summary, we have question answers. So question answers will be sent to you as soon as possible, inshallah, and within few days. We are working on it. And if you are able to write the answers from yourself, it's good to do. But if you can't, then no issue. I'll be here to give you the answers of these all questions on page 44. Now we have kind of exercises on page number 45. Have a look. Now, dear students, we have a vocabulary over here. Yes, you can see writing suggestion, then the vocabulary over here. So we can see over here, the words are given few. So what we have to look for the meaning of the following emotive words in dictionary, find their antonyms and an authentic thesaurus. Now write the correct word for the emotions expressed in each statement. Lazy and sympathetic, arrogant, vain, ambitious, snobbish, proud, like this. So now you have to get the anti-meaning of these and then you have to use in the sentences. There is no house in town better than mine. So what is this? This is kind of arrogant. So here we will write this is kind of arrogant. Yes, because there is no house better than mine. And then when I can't stand talking to poor people. So what is this? Snobbish. So this is kind of snobbish. And then we have, dear students, uh, number 3, my son did really well in his exam. So this is proud. Father is going to proud. And number 4, oh, my hair looks wonderful today. So this is what van. And then we have a kind of, I just don't want to get out of bed today. This is what kind of lazy. Okay. So now how many left, dear students? 3 just left. And this is your homework. Okay. Do at home and send it to me. Okay. Then we have a grammar section, dear students. What we have to choose one of the relative pronouns, who, which are, whose, to fill in the blanks. Now, relative pronoun, dear student, means those pronouns which shows the relations. Join the words. For example, I talk to the girl. Okay, so what will be? Whose car had broken down in front of the shop? Whose? So WHOSE, whose. Number 2, Mr. Nizam Desh is a taxi driver, lives on the corner. So what will be here, dear students? Who? Who is a taxi driver? Number 3, I live in a house in Hyderabad. Desh is in Peshawar. So which is in Peshawar? Number 4, this is the girl. Desh comes from Spain. Who just comes from Spain? Number 5, that's Abrar, the boy. Desh has just arrived at the airport. So this is number 5. Again, who, because boy and girl, we use the who over here. So, dear students, this is page number 45. And then homework is given on page number 46. Have a look on the homework. Dear students, here's the homework. And sentence 6, 7, and 9, 10. 5 are done by me. 5 you have to complete it. Okay. And here in the exercise, be underlined the indefinite pronoun or pronouns in the following sentence. There are a total of 10 indefinite pronouns across these 9 sentences. Then use then these pronouns in your own sentence. So I think you know very well what is indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns are such pronouns which uh, do not point out the special or particular person, like he, she, no, anybody, nobody, anyone, like this. One student means we are not going to point out that the particular this one. We are just giving, say, this who, like this. So we have to underline that part. Number 1 is everybody enjoys cricket matches. So everybody is the sentence, relative, indefinite pronoun. Second, we have does anybody have the time? Anybody is the indefinite pronoun. Number 3, one student. So here what we have? One, okay. And while the others listen to him carefully, and second is others. Number 4, nobody knows the trouble I have seen. So nobody. Nobody is here. And then we have the secret was known by few. So by few is here. Number no, no, the secret was known by many. So here many. Number 7, calculus is too hard for some. So what will be here, dear students? Yes, calculus is too hard for some. So some is over here. And then number 8, surely you recognize somebody. Somebody is indefinite pronoun. Is there anything that I can do? So anything is over here. So dear students, it's all about that the indefinite pronoun means we are not going to point out someone, this and that, or he or she, but we say anyone, someone, nobody, anybody, everybody. This is called a indefinite pronoun. So dear students, this is all about today's lesson. We have completed this lesson in within 2 lectures. Last lecture was lecture number 4, and this is lecture number 5. If you have any query, any issue, any problem, I am at the Zoom. You can ask me question. Inshallah, question answers will be sent to you soon, inshallah. So this is all about today's lecture, dear students. Thank you for joining, and goodbye.